ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. This week, all about basketball here in the 242. Our senior national men will host 2 games as qualifying continues for the FIBA World Cup, and the 6th man will be key.
We can't do it without them. You could have 5 basketball players, 12 players in the gym, and the coaches playing against Dominican and Canada, but if the gym is not filled with support for Team Bahamas, it's going to be very difficult to beat those 2 teams. You know, when you look at Team Dominican Republic, which is probably the best team in our pool, if we really want to encourage the public to come out. We fall down in game 1 and 2, but we've gotten back up. You know, and in life sometimes you fail, but you have to get back up in order to succeed, and that's what we have our mindset on. We have stand back up, and now we're ready to go back to battle, and we will hope and pray and would encourage the country to come out and support us on Thursday night on the 22nd, on Sunday the 25th, when we play Canada and Dominican Republic, because we need their support to help us win these 2 games.
One player not available for the Bahamas this week is Sacramento Kings guard Buddy Hield. Buddy, however, was busy the last couple of days at NBA All-Star Weekend. First up on Friday, Buddy, a part of the Rising Stars Challenge, playing for Team World against Team USA. Buddy would finish with a side-high 29 points, which included 5 3-pointers. That would help Team World earn the win 155-124. Now, this was Buddy's last appearance in the game, as it's only for rookies and second-year players. Last year, Buddy also had a good showing in the Rising Stars Challenge, scoring 28 points on his home floor when he was a member of the New Orleans Pelicans. To the Rising Stars Challenge, Buddy also a part of the Skills Challenge on Saturday. His chance to advance came down to his signature shot, but he missed the 3-pointer, get that, and Brooklyn Nets guard Spencer Dinwiddie made his attempt to eliminate Buddy in the first round. Now, if there's any consolation, Buddy can at least say he lost to the eventual champion, as Dinwiddie would go on to win the competition, taking down Chicago big man Lauri Markkanen in the final. Still talking hoops, the Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic taking place this week here in the capital. A number of Family Island schools taking part, but Central Andros not one of them, and here's why.
Raising funds to travel to those venues has been very difficult, and that's why we haven't been able to travel to the major tournaments in the country. Matter of fact, our carpentry teacher and the assistant coach actually uses his own personal boat to take us about Andros to all of the high school tourneys on this island. We went to South Andros, and now Mangrove Key will be the next one. So we're working on fundraising, and as soon as we get our funds in order, we will be in those major tournaments. Looking forward to it.
Following Hugh Campbell will be the National High School Basketball Championships in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The big question is, will the senior boys champs from the private school ranks be there?
I've already spoken to Mrs. Knowles, and SAC will be there. SAC is the #1 team for private schools in New Providence, and by virtue of that, they are already in. These 2 teams that would have made it to the GSSA Championship, they're in. The team that came second in the BISS, they're in. And so and that goes for the girls teams too from the BISS that made it to the championship, they're in. So this is very, very exciting.
SAC's Big Red Machine still celebrating after their narrow victory over the Queens College Comets at last week's BAISS private school track and field meet, and coaching played a big role.
Diane Woodside Johnson, that's your head Olympic coach for the country, you know, and Jason Edwards in jumps, that's your world championship coach. And Don Johnson, one of the best throwing coach in the country, and Norma Miller. And so coaching is a big part of it, trying to develop your program. Sometimes you may be tempted to look without and try to bring in, but that's not the answer. You have to develop your program from within.
In addition to the coaches, the athletes themselves must get credit as well, and so this was truly a team effort.
We know it's going to be a tough one, but you know, soccer's never die. They fought. The soccer kids fight. They are true soccers. and I compliment them, I commend them. Yes, the coaches did a good job, but the final result comes down to the athletes who have heart and they wanted to do it and they did it. We thought we wasn't going to make it. The 800 meters, really surprised us. That was our weakness. All the runners in the 800, they did really, really well. They kept their own. And, when we saw that, we were like, okay, I think we have a chance. We're going to get this. So here we are, another victory.
Baseball taking center stage over the weekend in the big yard. Our Charles Fisher was there.
Freedom Farm Nassau touched down at the San Andres Airport early Saturday morning. First order of business was to give the Almighty thanks. Then, like they do here in New Providence during the opening, Freedom Farm Nassau and Central Andros marched to the park as one. At the park, they heard from numerous speakers. First up was the major sponsor for Freedom Farm, Alive, and Chief Officer Damian Blackman.
We're delighted that we can play our small part in Alive in helping the development of baseball. A great man on this stage had a vision. Mr. Greg Burrows, many years ago, 29 years ago indeed, to found the Freedom Farm program. And while Live's only been involved in the last year, the reason we chose this program to get involved in as our principal sponsorship was because we could see the amazing good that Freedom Farm has done in Nassau.
Founder of Freedom Farm, Greg Burrows, stressing in order for the league to succeed, some persons need to step up to the plate.
These little guys you see standing here before us today need the men's support. When I come back to Andros, I want you all to call us before I come back and say, look here, we need more uniform because we got more men involved. These your kids. The men have to be the foundation like a column. Not the foundation that lay down, that they put steel up. I want you to be the foundation like a column, to stand and put all of these young men in the front of you, so that if any of them fall, they would fall back, and you could be that foundation, that stand-up foundation that could support them and stand them back up straight.
Also making his voice known was Justice Bernard Turner, who hit a home run with his speech.
And I am satisfied that persons who get involved in organized sporting activities are too busy to get involved in the other things which cause them to end up before somebody like me. And so all of you, by making the commitment just to become involved, just to be involved in a sporting league, have already made a determination as to how you want your life to turn out.
The song of play ball now ringing in Central Andros and making its move to other islands in the future. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
That will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.